Hello and welcome to Mimi's Sketchbook. Today my illustration was inspired by Paul David Tripp's book New Morning Mercies, and today is May 29th. And this is Jess. She is an amazing, passionate gardener from Roots and Refuge Farm, and she has a very popular YouTube channel. And I watched her video about vertical gardening, and she explains absolutely everything about it. And by the time she was done, I was convinced that is the way to grow vining plants like pole beans and cucumbers and some squash and melons. And they vine up over the arch, and the vegetables hang down, and you can stand under the arch and pick them. It seems like the obviously perfect way to grow these vining plants, and it's absolutely beautiful too. So I sent the video to my kids who were in the process of planning and building their raised garden beds. One of my daughters loved the idea too. So she and her husband followed Jess's instructions and made 2 trellises out of cattle panels and placed them over the path between 2 of their beds. And this is their garden. It's just the right size for their family, and they're so excited because they've been preparing since March, and now the threat of frost is over, and last week they were able to plant their first vegetables in the ground. Right after that, they got some couple of days of warm weather, and the squash and the beans took off, and it seemed like overnight their tendrils reached out and took hold of the trellises, and they started to vine their way up, just like Jess said they would. Today in Paul's devotion, he talks about living for yourself and doing what you want to do when you want to do it, and that it never leads to anything good. Making up your own rules and following your own paths lead to disaster. He also says that in calling you to obedience is not robbing you of liberty, but it's leading you to the only place where liberty can be found. And that made me think of these plants that send out these tendrils, hoping that there will be something that they can grasp onto, that they can cling to and climb up, that will support them. And they cling to this strong, upright, vertical trellis. And isn't that like the teachings of God? They will support us if we cling to them and we hold on to them. God's teachings will support us and will guide us, and they will never let us down. Thank you for joining me at Mimi's Sketchbook. I hope this was an encouragement to you, and God bless.